invincible. Good morning and welcome to MightyOxTrading. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's had a great night, ready for a great day. Hey, Czar, how are you today? Let's take a look at the markets overnight. So it rose up for most of Asia and then crashed in Europe. 65.08 was the high on ES. It crashed down to 64.90, so 18 points in range. It's trying to pop back up now. NQ, same move. 23.963 down to 872, so less than 100 points in range, about 191. I mean, just 91. I'm sorry. Kappa, only about 65 ticks. Ultra Bond, about half a point or so. Gold, about 18 points. Under 3,400. Let's see how long it stays there. Crude oil also dipped. About 94 ticks in range. Bitcoin under 120K. It's down to trying to hang on to 119. So that's where we sit standard, whatever body posture you're choosing to take on this beautiful Friday morning. As NQ starts heading down a little bit. We have news this morning. Start spreading the news. U.S. retail sales coming up at 8:30. We also have a Fed speaker at 8:30. New York Fed manufacturing at 8:30. 9:15, U.S. industrial production. And then at 10 o'clock, University of Michigan sentiment preliminary. So a little bit of a minefield in news this morning. Wow, quick drop there. Look at that. Trying to bounce here. So where will we go today? I don't know where we're going. I only know where we've been. Gold coming down. And Q comes up to that 100 EMA. Looks like it wants to come right back down. Purple candle there. It's tempting. Nope, purple candle went away, bounced back up. Morning, Robin. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well today. Got any weekend plans? Hope it's inside painting with air conditioning. Painting in the heat can suck. That was a nice little pop. Back up. Got more than half that big red candle back. Oh, ew. Yeah. So I have no idea what caused that huge quick drop. I see nothing on the red. It's coming right back up. So nothing on the red. Nothing on the news. Nothing on the red? Where did I get nothing on the red? And Q gets up to the 9. Gold trying to bounce. Morning, Hassan. You're here bright and early this morning? Oh, okay. It'd be interesting to see where it goes today. Got news coming up in 15 minutes. Have you eaten breakfast, Hassan? I'm going to start reminding you to eat. I had my breakfast, my dozen of eggs and stick of butter. after my 36-hour fast. I never thought I would be able to do it, and now, now I do it 3 times a week. And this coming fast, the Friday evening to Sunday fast, I'll actually do more than 36 hours because I wait until evening on Sunday to eat. I never thought I'd be able to do it, and there's times like last night I started getting very hungry. Usually around the 24-hour mark, it's weird. Around the 24-hour mark is when I start feeling the hunger. And then, it's there for a couple hours and then it subsides. It's kind of weird. Morning, Platt. Morning, Ron. Yeah, and especially right now, because right now I'm doing an egg fast. All I've eaten the last almost 2 weeks is eggs and butter and cheese. And my blood sugars have started returning to normal. My average glucose 2 days ago was 104. Yesterday was 123. Really weird that my average glucose yesterday when I was fasting was higher than the day I was eating, but whatever. And I bought myself a pair of stretchy jeans I got them 2 weeks ago. And when I first tried them on, they were tight. And then I put them on again a couple days ago, well, the day Crypticon was here, and they were comfortable. So I'm seeing progress. I'm Ed. Good morning, and yes, we have coming up in just about 10 minutes, we have U.S. retail sales. At 9:15 Eastern, we have U.S. industrial production, and at 10 o'clock Eastern, we have University of Michigan sentiment final. I've also started, getting some exercise in, doing some seated exercises. Ooh, there's a quick whip right back down. Seated exercises and doing some weights. I'm ordering a new dumbbell set in the next couple days. I want 100 pounds off by the end of the year, including what I've already lost. I mean, I don't know exactly what I've lost, so I know what number I'm looking for approximately because I don't know my exact weight, but that's the goal. Morning, John. How are you? I'm ordering a device so I can start tracking my sleep to see my sleep score, and ordering some stuff that's supposed to help with improved sleep. Some a grounding sheet, a grounding mat, um, things like that. I thought about that. I don't have a full length mirror, Hassan. What's a whoop? I mean, I guess I could order a full length mirror. It's kind of sideways here as we head toward this news coming up in a few minutes. I'll check it out. Yeah, I was looking at different, trying to find different things about sleep and all that. The other thing I was looking at for with the sleep was something called the OURA ring. It's a ring instead of a watch. So I was that was what I was looking at. I'll check out that Whoop. Oh, where'd that come from? What the hell is that? I'm like, did I forget about news? And I was like, no, news is not until 7 minutes. Oh, the quick 22-point drop. Oh, Trump on trade. I'll be setting tariffs on steel and chips next week. Well, good. I don't eat chips anymore, so it won't affect me. Trump on steel and chip tariffs. The rate is going to be lower at the beginning. Gold's trying to pop up a little bit. Whoa. What happened, John? And let me just praise you, John, for being open and honest about that. Lots of people would hide that. So I appreciate you being open and honest about that. Q popping right back up. Reminder for anyone who might be interested in the Take Profit Trader deal of 40% off, no activation fees, and the 100% refund on your first payout. That deal ends Sunday. According to the email they sent, there will be no more extensions on it. And you are allowed to get as many as you want. And the deal will still be in effect for as long as you have the account, the evals. In retrospect, John, do you wish you had just kind of walked away at that point after taking that big loss and feeling like you needed to get it back? News coming up in less than a minute. Well, John, we appreciate you, telling us that because, that shows that even the best traders can have days like that. And I really appreciate you sharing, that experience with us because, like I said, you're one of the best traders here. So knowing that some of the things, I deal with and everybody else here deals with affects you as well. Quick dip on news. Retail sales 0.5, forecast of 0.6. Not that bad. Pops right back up. You want to take a short position in coffee? Oh, popping here on the news. New York Fed manufacturing came in at 11.9. Trump says tariffs on chips will be low at the beginning, then very high. So if you want Doritos for the holidays, you should stock up now. I saw a video recently. Doritos are flammable. Like someone started a charcoal grill by lighting Doritos on fire. Oh yeah, Hassan. I worked at McDonald's for 4 years, a long, long, long time ago, and we would sometimes find food that like got forgot about behind something, and it was like dried up, but other than that, it was oddly fine. It looked oddly fine. And Q hits that 100 EMA and bounces back down. But yeah, Doritos, I would say, are my favorite chip. Either that or anything like cheddar flavored. But no chips for Ox. No idea when I'll actually eat carbs again. Usually I take a break from carnivore off for the holidays, but I probably won't this year. I'll buy a can of turkey spam for Thanksgiving. Cheddar crack. You've never tried spam? Wow. I mean, it's great on a sandwich, but it's even better when you fry it up. Wow. I know what I'm getting you all for Christmas. Wow. That's that's a little too much spam there. Needed a spam filter. I have sardines on a. I try to on my eating days. I do try to include 1 or 2 cans of sardines for the omega threes, but much happier with red meat. Oh yeah. Oh, ramen. I love ramen. Ramen was uh back when I was really really poor and an absolute even horrible binge eater. Ramen was my one of the one of my big issues. I would but back then ramen was like 7 packs for $1. I would break up like 4, 5, 6 packs of the ramen, not use the flavoring packet. I would put in a stick of butter, a stick of margarine, which is even worse because that was 100% trans fats back then, and I would eat that whole thing. Oh, I don't think I've ever had real ramen. I don't know what the difference is, honestly. I do want to try shirataki noodles. I think that's how you pronounce it. They're like zero carb noodles made out of glucosamine and fiber. Technically not carnivore because it's made out of fiber, but a zero carb noodle with butter sounds excellent. NQ not really giving me anything to trigger here. Do have a Fed speaker speaking. And we have a purple candle. Yeah, any type of noodle or macaroni product is one of my, you know, one of my easily overeating products. I mean, I prefer that to than if I'm gonna eat carbs, I actually prefer that than versus like something sweet. But all right, either no, you didn't. Oh, there it is. That took a while to load. Okay, that looks good. Oh, mac and cheese. Oh yeah. Oh my God, yes. Especially like Velveeta shells and cheese or anything like that. No fiber on a carnivore diet. Yeah, I mean, I've had homemade mac and cheese just a couple of times. Yeah, it is better, but that sounds good, Hassan. There's a nice blue pop. Somewhere around the beginning of the year, probably, I will go off carnivore for like 1 week, just because you're, unless you know you're gonna stick to it for absolutely ever, you should go off of it every now and then for 1 to 2 weeks, just so your body remembers how to process carbs. But for the most part, at least for next year, I plan on being pretty much a strict carnivore. My eventual goal, if I ever get down to a goal weight, will be to stay very low carb, but be able to eat carbs on occasion, especially like special occasions. Like, if I ever get out and actually go to a ball game, I'd love to have a hot dog or two with a bun, things like that. Occasional treats here and there. But I need to get my blood sugar to where, you know, because type 2 diabetes can go into remission. You still got to do tight control, but you can have your treat here and there. So that's my eventual goal. I actually don't like beer, John. I mean, that said, I've only had like beer like 3 times in my life, but wasn't really a favorite of mine. Maybe I just had bad beer. I don't know. For alcohol, the only thing I like vodka, especially a flavored vodka, and that's zero carb. OpenAI's Altman says, I'm interested in buying Google Chrome if the US government forces Google to sell it. Oh man, sorry to hear that, Hassan. Goolsby says, if we get a hint for September or later in the fall that we are not in an inflationary spiral, we can cut rates. I don't think I've ever had gin. I've had whiskey, I think, once in my life. I've had flavored vodka a few times. I don't think I've ever had wine. Never had champagne. I guess I had wine coolers. Whatever Bacardis are, I've had that. What am I ordering, Hassan? Here's my issue. I'm a food addict, and alcohol scares me in that way because it's something I'm putting in my mouth, and I don't want to end up down that road. Now, like I said, I was on heavy narcotics after my amputation, and I had no problem coming off of those. None at all. But it's still a concern. And Q just struggling to get through this 100 EMA here. I've never had a Red Bull either. I don't think I've ever had any energy drink. I don't think I've ever had scotch either. I've never been drunk in my life. I have been high, but never drunk. As we are just chopping here. Hey Manson, how you doing today? What time is it in Botswana? I'm doing good. All right. So 8 to 30. 7 hours ahead of me. Been up just about 2 hours. I get up at 6 a.m. Yeah, they are. Very slow. I hear the train a-coming. Yep. We also have industrial production coming up in about 20 minutes. Usually industrial production doesn't move the market much. It's marked red, but usually it doesn't do much. It was a good video, John. It's the one that went up yesterday. Uh, Actually got 3 different autos out of that box. Mazeroski and 2 others. And today's video that's going up, I pull yet another rare card. Um, it was not a pearl, Hassan. I mean, all kings? No, it's it's something only found in Chrome, Topps Chrome. I've already pulled one. and this is the second one, and they're a very rare hit because to the point that there's a guy that's been running a channel like mine for this is his third year of doing Chrome, and he's only ever hit two of this type of card in his 3 years of doing this, and I've hit two in a week or week and a half. Um, it's a current player, so I'm trying to think of hints that I can give. I mean, I can give you the All-Star Game starter, and not the one from your team. It, no, I said it's a current player. That's not. The Babe would struggle in today's environment. They think that the fastest fastball that Babe Ruth ever saw was probably about 80 miles an hour. And Aljon, the starting pitcher. Same team as Mazeroski. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know how else to hint unless I started like throwing out his college or something. This is ugly chop. Gold's moving up nicely all of a sudden. I just realized I'm not logged in. No, I was always a Phillies fan, John. I was on that side of the state. I was born in Easton, PA, which is right on the Jersey border. Yeah, it was a great rivalry back then until They ended up putting them in 2 different divisions. Yeah, the Phillies were really good from 76 to 83, and then after starting in 84, it all start going downhill. Yep. Greg Luzinski, Tug McGraw, Bob Boone. The 80s could have been awesome for the Phillies, but they just made way too many mistakes in player personnel. Think about this. The 80 Phillies at one point or another had Ryan Sandberg, George Bell, Willie Hernandez, Mark Davis. Both of those were eventual Cy Young Award winners. Dave Stewart, who won 20 games 4 years in a row. Julio Franco. You could add an infield of Schmidt, Franco, Sandberg, and somebody at first base. Could add an outfield of George Bell. I'm forgetting some other names. Yeah. They had great scouts back then. Good morning, Amelia. How are you? Bill Giles' ownership was just absolutely terrible. He wasn't worried about winning. He just wanted to put an family entertainment. So, he didn't put the effort into winning. Popping up here. And right back down. Do you see how often this has hit that 100 EMA? It's hard to see, but on that screen. How you doing, JC? Doing good? Oh, real quickly, speaking of baseball, John, MLB is negotiating with Netflix, ESPN, NBC, and Apple for broadcast rights. Rumor has it that Netflix could get the All-Star game, the Home Run Derby, and a playoff series. Oh, and Peacock. So Apple, Peacock, and Netflix. Yesterday, I talked to Comcast. I got rid of my home phone and I got rid of my cable. Just kept my internet, and I'm gonna be saving like $200 a month. I did not see what football did with Paramount. I saw UFC. Paramount got UFC, where there's gonna be no more pay-per-view UFC. Well, the thing is, though, they offered me a package of 125 channels for $20 for streaming only. And I don't watch any TV, but for $20, I'll keep it around just in case I decide to, do that, and I'm still saving 200 a month. Because, I mean, normally I do watch TV around the holidays. I doubt I do that this year, but in case. Yeah, I pay for YouTube Premium too, so I don't have ads. Yeah, I just no. The only reason I had a home phone for as long as I did was because my mother felt more secure with a home phone versus just a cell phone. Less than 15 minutes till the bell. Little pop up here. Yeah, I have no plans of paying for streaming. Supposedly, and I haven't checked, but someone told me I get free Netflix with my T-Mobile, but I never even realized that. Good question. Guys, I'm going to step away for about 10 minutes. I should be back before the bell. Um, Amelia, you're in charge. I'm back. Morning Ace, morning USC. Whoa, big drop at the open. TL, good morning. Ace, reminder, today's Friday. Big drop, 30 points, 37, 38. How you doing today, Ace? USC? Don't answer if it's going to mess up your trading. MR, good morning, or good afternoon. I'm doing good. Big fall here. We're now down 57 points. There's your answer, Hassan. We're going to fall. Wow, and big bounce. Yeah, I'm hoping for a good fall too, but we still got a few weeks of summer. The regular Dow, not the futures Dow, but the regular Dow, just hit all-time highs. Bounce gets beaten back down. Remember, we have news coming up at the top of the hour. University of Michigan sentiment preliminary. Bouncing back up. Bitcoin's down. Watching this purple candle here. It's interesting to me. Although I don't like its size. Did not take it because it ended the same area that the rest of these ended in. You can see here, here, and here. So I did not take it, even though I had that 840 number that MR's talking about there in my mind. It's coming back down to try. Now I took it. I got in really late, unfortunately, 46 instead of, if I just had gotten in, I should have been in at 52. So that was stupid of me. If I was going to get in, I should have just got in. Touched 42, but can't get lower. There it goes. Got within 3 ticks of my target. No, 2 ticks of my target. Keeps bouncing on 41 to 42. Driving again. There we go. Target hit. So that was a 6 1/4 point trade there. Thank you for that 840 remark, MR. I should have just taken that trade outright without worrying about where it was ending, because it was in my, totally 100% in my setup. So Nice, MR. Glad it came back for your plat. Uh, if anyone has a moment, can you see if Take Profit Traders is down for anybody else? I'm getting a message that says, sorry, I've been blocked. Well, I mean, I'm just going into takeprofittrader.com and getting that message. Oh, it's working on one computer and not on the other. Oh, okay, it's back now. I don't know what that was about, but it's back now. Worried me for a second. Big move down there to 810, and now we're trying to break 800. That was weird. Maybe trying to bounce here. Still got 48 seconds. Trying to break 800. Yeah, that Nvidia is on that news about the chip tariffs. Probably. I would also expect Frito-Lay to be down. I've used that chip joke a few too many times this morning. We got news coming up in about 10 minutes. I think it's JC that trades 60. Platt trades bonds. Unless I missed something. Gold coming down as well. Little bounce here. Still coming down. Trump administration said to eye the CHIPS Act fund for Intel stake. Intel had stakes. Remember, we have news coming up in 5. And there's a pop. Got a little over 30 seconds on it yet. Blue candle ended up working. Would have got 10. Okay, 2 minutes till news. 20 seconds. University of Michigan sentiment 58.6. They forecast 62. That is a huge miss. No, not a huge reaction yet. University of Michigan 1-year inflation estimate 4.9. The forecast was 4.4. And Q dipped back down to 770, but didn't go lower. It's a nice pop. I kind of like it. It's not a blue candle, but it kind of is. I don't know. It's now a 30-point candle. Not as comfortable with that. See the pullback. After a big candle, you often see a pullback.
Order submitted.
We're trying it. ATR 25 right now, so let's see what we get. It's not going. It's going to stop me. I should have went with my original thought.
Order
Yep,
filled.
stopped out. Just trying to pop back up.
Order submitted.
Trying that
Order
long.
filled.
Trying that long again. It's blue. No, it's getting stuck. Come on. I'm seeing white. driving. It's driving Miss Daisy.
Target filled.
20 points. Boom. Oddly, it's not showing on my chart. Not sure why. I mean, it's like usually shows the values on my chart. Not sure how that got turned off. So once again, that first stop out, if I had moved my stop down to where it should have been, I would have never got stopped out in the first place. Thank you, guys. All right, Ace. We'll see you. Have a good weekend. YM still coming down. And Q, you can see the yellow, gray shaded area, which could mean a pullback. That said, I think it wants up. But we'll see. See, we are overextended here. Got into the 30s on the RSI, but still heading up. 30s as in the difference between the RSI and the signal line. Anything over 25 and I start looking for it to reverse, but it does not mean it will reverse. All right, you see that Tradify deal Nightbot just posted? That does end tonight, but either today or tomorrow is Tradify's 1 year anniversary. So I'm expecting them to announce something, but I don't know what yet. I mean, I don't have any advanced knowledge of anything, but I'm expecting. See, it's still rising. We're still, it's not pulling back here. There's the pullback. I didn't trust it because it had that long wick, but that would have been a good play. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? It's still trying to push up. My thought was it wanted that 100 EMA sitting at 881. I was even going to say if it pulls back and then gives me another pop, 881 was going to be my target. Or the 100 EMA was going to be my target wherever that was sitting, which is right now at 881. That is a blue can't. Well, it's flirting with blue. Yeah, blue went away. It's a floating blue candle. I only like them if they're touching the 9. That was just floating in the middle of nothing. And there's a pop. 15-point candle. It's going to get to that 100 EMA without me. So I picked up my phone. I just tried to check my blood sugar on Robinhood. Oops. Yep, there it just touched that 100 EMA. So, I said that's where I wanted it. It went there. I didn't take the trade, but that's where it went. Touched it perfectly and then pulled back. Kind of sputtering. Gold's heading up nicely. Purple candle. Breaking below the 9, but still above the signal line. It's an interesting area there. The candle I should have taken was that first red candle off as it bounced off of the 100 EMA. That would have led me to a good, probably 10 points. Yeah, 10 to 15. Now we're kind of iffy. That was the first solid red candle after that gray shaded area. Blue candle pop above the signal line, above the 9. Watching to see if it comes back. You see it's pulling down. Dangerous area here. Could go either way. Danger, danger, danger. Trying to pop back up. It's got 35 seconds on it. There's the pop back up. Trade current futures. Do I do giveaways on the live stream? Not usually. We will be doing it on September 2nd, though. That's my stream anniversary, or the anniversary of the creation of MightyOxTrading. So we'll be having some giveaways then.
Order submitted.
Went long on that blue candle. I want that 100 EMA again. This time it's at 878. We're going to go 877 on it. Oh, got within a tick of it and bounces. Out.
Order filled.
It might go back up to it, but sometimes it doesn't revisit. So I got a very small win there. Two 11 ticks. September 2nd, MR. It's a Wednesday. I hope so, but I don't know. It's up to RJ and I don't know. RJ and Ace have both been very busy lately. I would guess September or possibly. We'll see. I mean, as you know, John, Canadians don't have as much to do in the wintertime, so again, almost a perfect bounce off that 100 EMA. It didn't quite get to where my target was, so that's why I'm glad I took it off because we had it right back down. How are we doing, guys? Red, green, or somewhere in between? Nice. ES also choppy. Dow's a little choppy, but looking like it wants to head up. Crude oil pulling back. Copper booming. Failure to get back up there. Kind of want to take that short, but I'm not going to. It's not actually a signal. Curious whether it's a signal on the 1 minute. Let me see. It's another thing I've been playing with is trying to figure out if 1 minute, if I can get signals on the 1 minute that are based on what's happening on the 2. It was not a signal in the 1 minute, but the wick sure was interesting. There were 2 signals on the 1 minute a few minutes ago. U.S. Justice Department has announced that the National Economic Council is going to review all state laws that significantly and adversely affect national economy or interstate economic activity, looking to identify state laws with out-of-state economic impacts. Purple candle. I see purple. Purple nipple. It's a 13-point candle. Basically, it's saying if the Justice Department feels that a state law is
Order submitted.
Causing problems, what they feel is problems economically for other states, they will look to make that state law go away. So basically, trampling on states' rights, which I might add is how the Civil War got started. I kind of went out of this trade. I took the purple, but I didn't notice that we were hitting Bollingers. So that was my mistake. And it's bouncing. It's going to take my green.
Order filled.
Yep. That was a mistake on my part right there. Excuse me. Now, if this comes right back down and I didn't put my stop up where it needs to be, I'm going to be mad. Yeah, that was a mistake. Yep, they're coming down. If I had put my stop at the right place. Damn it. When am I going to learn? That would have been a 10-point trade right there. When am I going to learn? No more chasing waterfalls. Oh, God. Hassan's really going to hate that one. Tio is just waiting and lurking for that one. Theo, when I start the homestead, you are not allowed to ever touch the cattle prods. Look at that. So looky. That is disgusting. I'm not talking about whatever Theo's doing right now. I'm talking about this. Oh. Short trade. Come on. Why can't I move it? Hold on. So this is where I need to have a micro chart set up, because that would have been, and you would have needed a 26-point stop. But right now it's gone 22. So it wouldn't have been a 1-to-1. But, with micros, if I was doing 5 micros, I'm willing to risk $260. I lost 200 on it by just leaving it at 10. And this has been, a good trade. Trying to bounce here. So this is 2 of the 4 signals I look for on a possible bounce. We're hitting the Bollinger Bands, and we drop below the 20 line on the RSI. But you can see it's not working. It's only 2 of the 4. It was not a blue candle. And, I really need to write down my setups, because I can't remember what number 4 is. I think, well, it was a touch on a 9. But that wouldn't be a valid one for a reversal.
Order submitted.
I did decide to take it once it bounced back up. I want the 9 EMA there, which is at 825, but it's going to come down to me. Come on, come back. Don't call it a comeback. Got a feeling I should have listened to myself. Put the zapper away, Tio. That 9's now down to 822, which is reducing my potential profit. Yeah, I'm gonna get stopped. Maybe. Hey, I'm mad. Yep, this isn't gonna work. Tio, be good or I replace all your watermelons with cantaloupes. Popping back up to a blue candle. Well, was a blue candle for all of 2 seconds. Don't make me pull out the pomegranates. Flirting with a purple. It's a purple flirter. Bounced off the 9 on the 1-minute chart.
Order filled.
Stop that. Broke 800 there, down to 23,798, but popping right back up. Needed to stop me out before popping up. Did you ever eat anything, Hassan? That's a no. Dang it, what? I'm going to try one more trade before we sign off here. I'm going long. Thought I was going long. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, now I am.
Order submitted. Order canceled. Order filled.
I have no idea what the heck. Oh. Bounces off the 9 EMA on the 1. Looks like it's going to continue to come down. Probably a dumb trade, but that's okay. It's trying. Not hard enough, but it's trying. One could say the market always sucks. Yep. Here it comes. Here it comes. Fighting on 800. Blue candle. Touched that 9 EMA. 9 EMA slapped its wick away. Nine EMA might be following sexual harassment charges. It says my ATR is like 19, but it doesn't feel like the ATR is like 19. There we go. Come on. Come on, blue. Two points, John. It's probably what I should do. I'm being stubborn. Last reminder about that take profit trader deal that ends this weekend. And we're back down below my entry here. Rejected off that 9, could not get higher. I need to use the 9 as a target if we are still below the signal line, which we are. That said, it's trying to make a comeback again. I'm back in the green. Back in the green, making profit again. Come on. And down. And down hard. This is where I'm going to get very frustrated myself. I should have got out of that trade right there, and I should have reversed. That was a signal short. It was a purple candle hitting the 9. And it did drop. We're going to drop 5 points so far. That said, I probably wouldn't have taken that because both the signal line and the RSI line are below 20. So that's usually a danger zone area. Highway to the danger zone. So you get a little extra time today and extra music. Well, it's not really music. Tried to bounce up there, failed. It's gonna just torture me here, right? It's just gonna like make me wait a half an hour for resolution, and then it will stop me out.
Stop filled.
Stop me out. So there we go. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. We'll be back on Monday for some more great trading action. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll see you then.